So hi there, my name is Brent Smith and I'm a Common Constitutionalist, and this is my Common Constitutionalist weekend video podcast, and I'll be speaking about the military, kind of indirectly, directly, whatever. I've chosen my favorite spot, the Revolutionary Cannons at the park near my house. Yeah, buddy, in honor of the military. Love the cannons. And today we're going to be talking about transgenders in the military. And hopefully I'll get through this, because I was in a bit of a rush. It's been a hell of a busy day for me, and so bear with me, we'll get through this. But I found this to be an interesting topic, considering what Trump's been doing lately and whatever. So that's what we're going to be discussing today on the Common Constitutionalist Weekend Video Podcast. Be right back.
You're watching the Common Constitutionalist Weekend Video Podcast.
Okay, as I said, I've been a bit rushed today. I've had, I don't know, it's just been pulled in every which direction, so I've got my notes. Hopefully I'll stick with my notes. They've got everything I need to say here, and let's get started. So this is transgenders in the military, and I know I'm going to catch a lot of flack for this, but you know what, too frickin' bad. As an originalist constitutionalist, conservative that is, that's what I am, I try to live my life by the Jeffersonian creed, and I've spoken about this umpteen times. And he said, this was regarding religion, but it bears repeating, or it applies to all aspects of life, in my opinion. And basically it says, quote, "If it neither breaks my leg nor picks my pocket, what difference is it to me?" In other words, regarding this particular podcast, I don't give a crap what your sexual orientation is, or which one of the 500 or so genders you are that currently are out there right now. As long as it doesn't interfere with my life or doesn't cost me anything, I don't care what you say you are. And there's some dude out there that's a transgender that now wants to be an alien? I mean, honestly, come on, how far you want to push this thing? And again, if he wants to be an alien, who gives a crap? Well, what do I care? As long as it doesn't affect my life negatively or cost me anything, he can be whatever the crap he wants to be. I don't care if he wants to be a Venusian or I don't know, what do you call somebody from Jupiter? Jupiterian? I don't know, whatever. So anyway, and someone being gay or bisexual or transgender or whatever the crap, it literally doesn't affect my life. Think about it. Everyday life. It doesn't affect anyone's life, certainly not mine, in any way, shape, or form. Negatively or positively. I don't care one way or the other. I'm agnostic in that respect. So, and no one, frankly, should care, as long as, again, it doesn't pick my pocket or break my leg. If it doesn't cause me harm, or if it doesn't cost me anything, who cares if you want to be a Venusian or an alien or a chimpanzee? I don't give a rat's what you call yourself. Who cares? Again, like I said, just don't ask me to pay for changing you into a chimp or a Buick or whatever the heck you want to be. It doesn't, like I said. And don't demand that I celebrate your lifestyle. Okay, if you come to me and say, well, I'm now a Honda Accord. Well, great, Mr. Accord. Glad to meet you. Other than that, I couldn't care less. You want to take me for a test drive? No, thank you. Maybe some other time. You know what I mean? I'm just saying. So anyway, like I said, I am agnostic in those prefer. I just don't care enough to demonstrate about it or protest about it or do anything like that. It just doesn't make any difference to me. Okay? It'll all come out in the laundry, at the end, so to speak. And don't wear, see, again, that's the thing about homosexuality and transgenders and things like that. Don't wear your homosexuality or your whatever you want to classify yourself, on your sleeve. You don't need to demonstrate to everybody, okay? If that's your own identity, and that's the only way you classify yourself, that's the only way that you have an identity other than just being a human, if that's what you want to be. Stop wearing it on your sleeve. Okay, if you're homosexual, I don't care if you're homosexual, but you don't need to tell me every 10 minutes, and you don't need to prance around in panties or whatever the heck whatever you do. I don't care. It doesn't make any difference to me. Just live your life and keep it in the bedroom, so to speak. And lest anyone is still confused, if there are any leftists out there that want to shut this particular podcast down or whatnot, let me tell you once and for all, I am not a homophobe, I'm not a transphobe, I'm not any kind of phobe. As I wrote the other day, a phobia is an unnatural and irrational fear of someone, something, whatever, or some situation. I don't fear homosexuals, I don't fear I don't have any irrational fear of any of you people, if I can classify that, assuming you are still people, that is. I don't fear any of the various 500 or whatever, however many genders you people say that there are now. I don't care enough to fear them. It just doesn't make any difference. It's no matter to me. Like Jefferson said, I don't care. Do what you want. I just happen to disagree with the lifestyle. I disagree with homosexuality. I certainly disagree with transgenderism. To me, it's not a real thing. Okay? To me, it's my opinion, and I'm welcome to it, and you're not going to change it. It's simply, to me, it's just unnatural. It ain't right. But if you want to do it, I'm not going to stop you. What do I care? I don't care. But the problem is that we're no longer in a live and let live society. Okay? Just be. You do you, I do me, and we live whatever. If we need to avoid each other, fine, we avoid each other. If we need to just disagree, we can agree to disagree. But it doesn't need to go any further than that. The problem is that the left, particularly these activists on the left, transgender activists, homosexual activists, whatever other activists there are, they make you have to celebrate their, I'm just going to say it, oddity. Because it is an oddity, okay? If everybody was like that, it wouldn't be an oddity. It would be a natural occurrence, but it isn't, okay? So that's what I'm going to call it. And if you don't like it, I'm sorry. They're just words. But the problem is that now we get into the military. In the military, it's different. In civilian life, you can avoid these people. If you don't like them, you can avoid them. You don't have to agree with them. You don't have to run with them. They don't have to be part of their inner circle. You don't have to do anything like that. But in the military, it's completely different. It's a lot different. And it's why in 1993, President Bill Clinton signed the Don't Ask, Don't Tell policy. Now, I know it wasn't long ago that few, but the oldest among us, of course, can't remember, and even fewer lived back in way back in the times of 1993. Things were a lot different back then. There were basically only three lifestyles, if you want to call it that. There was straight, there was homosexual or gay, and there was bisexual. I mean, the lesbians would take umbrage to that, but a lesbian is just a female homosexual. So there's three. That's it. But only three genders. And I know, what a silly thought. Only three genders. How quaint. What a backward puritanical society we were way back in 1993. I mean, give me a freaking break. So anyway, back to the military. So if you've never been in the military, it's difficult to equate the experience to anything else. You can't really equate the experience to anything else in civilian life. I suppose something like the Boy Scouts or ROTC or something like that, but even that is just a rudimentary taste of things in the military. It's like being on a football team, but you got to spend every waking hour and every sleeping hour with your football teammates, okay? 24 hours a day, every day with your teammates. You eat with them, you shower with them, you sleep with them. I mean, you know what I mean. You sleep in the same barracks or in the same whatever, bunks on a ship, whatever it happens to be, in the same quarters. That's what I mean. You're always with them. You can't, almost never get away from them. Leave is about the only way you can get away from them. And frankly, when you go on leave, you bring them with you anyway, because those are your buddies, those are your brothers in arms, that's your family, okay? And in civilian life, there's nothing like it. All right? You are, like I said, this is your unit, this is your team, these are your brothers. It's a cohesive unit, and you don't even just put up with it, you revel in it, you celebrate it, you want to be with these guys, all right? Whether it's in peacetime or in war, you want to be with these guys, because most of the guys in the military are of like mind, within reason. And that's what I mean by it, that friendship, that family, that camaraderie. There's nothing to equate it to in civilian life. So we're going to take a quick break, and then we'll continue after the break. Be right back. Thanks for watching, by the way.
You're watching the Common Constitutionalist video podcast.
Yeah, baby! Yeah.
Okay, welcome back. Again, thank you for watching. My name is Brent Smith, and I'm the Common Constitutionalist. This is my weekend podcast, and thank you again. So, like I was saying about the military before the break, there's nothing like the camaraderie of military members. They're the family. You can't duplicate it outside of the military. You can't duplicate that environment outside the military. And sure, I'm not making it out to be some utopia. It isn't. There's always going to be friction at times, just like any other family unit. You get along with your family 100% of the time? No. And you also don't have to spend 24/7 with them 365. In the military, you kind of do. And maybe not the 365, but the 24/7 you sure as crap do. But you work it out. And you have to. And it's even more important, frankly, than the family. I hate to say that, than your blood. You have to, for the good of the unit. Because if you don't, it affects the cohesiveness of the entire team. And you cannot have that. So that being said, human nature is what it is. There's no changing it, no matter how hard the radicals on the left try. We all have our prejudices, and you can't legislate human nature. The left keeps trying, and it keeps backfiring on them. You can tamp it down for a period of time, but you cannot legislate human nature out of existence. It's going to be what it's going to be. And we all have our prejudices, and we all discriminate. I don't happen to like Brussels sprouts. I hate them. So I'm discriminating against Brussels sprouts in favor of green beans or broccoli or lettuce or whatever the crap, and tomatoes. Well, tomatoes are fruit, whatever. But you know what I mean. And it used to be discrimination, not discrimination, but discriminating used to actually have a good connotation. Like, look at that man over there. He's got such discriminating taste. That's a good thing, right? And now it's nothing but a bad thing. And in civilian life, we have every right or wrong, to discriminate. Let's just go there. Say you're a white dude. You're a racist a-hole. You don't like blacks, okay? There's nothing I can do about it. If you don't like blacks, I can't legislate you into liking blacks. It's not going to work. I can try to educate you, but if you want to be an ignorant, moronic dope and just continue to hate blacks because they look different than you, then tough beans for you, bro. But it's your right to do it. And I suppose you can do your best to avoid them in civilian life. In the military, you can't do this. And the same thing goes with this alternative lifestyles, the gay lifestyle, the lesbian lifestyle, the bisexual lifestyle, the transgender lifestyle, the Martian lifestyle, whatever the hell it happens to be these days. It's hard to keep up with it. The liquid lifestyle. I'm liquid. if you don't care for it in civilian life, this is a big country. You can, for the most part, avoid that aspect of life. For the most part. You're going to run into it every once in a while, but if you live in the country or something like that, probably not. You're not going to run into that much, okay? But in the military, you can't avoid it. And this is why I was kind of okay with don't ask, don't tell. If it's going to be that way, I'm okay with it. If homosexuals want to serve, they should be allowed to serve. I got no problem with that. I won't ask them about it, and they won't tell me about it. That was the whole thing of don't ask, don't tell. I don't want to know. I don't care. Okay? I don't want to develop a prejudice or discriminate against you because I know that you're homosexual. I wouldn't anyway. But I also, a lot of guys just don't feel comfortable in the showers or in the rack or whatever it happens to be. They're just not comfortable, and that affects the cohesiveness of the military unit. And if you've never been in the military, you have no idea how important that is. That cohesiveness, that togetherness, that family unit is so vitally important. You cannot complete a mission. You just can't do it without that cohesiveness, and it has to be virtually 100%. Everybody's got to be on board. And if there's discrimination going on and other things like that, it affects that cohesiveness, the whole of the unit, the team. It doesn't work. So, and particularly when the blank hits the fan, so to speak, if you're a homosexual and you don't wear it on your sleeve like these gay pride parades and all that other crap that you see on TV or whatever, I don't care. I mean, when it hits the fan and we're in a combat situation or a firefight or whatever happens to be, I'm going to fight for you, you're going to fight for me, and that's the way it works, and that's the cohesiveness of the team. But that's not good enough for the radicals on the left. It never is. They always have to push the societal envelope, and they always have to push it all the way to its breaking point, frankly. And it's why I was so, excuse my French, pissed off when Obama ended Don't Ask, Don't Tell in, I think it was like 2011 or something like that. He and his leftist social engineers knew that they had a captive experimental audience, a group. Okay, it wasn't an audience, participants. They had captured participants in the military. Because in the military, you just can't get up and say, you know what, I think I've had enough, I quit. I'm tendering my resignation. It doesn't work that way. You can't just walk out. It's called absent without leave. You get into a little trouble for that. So you're stuck there, and you have to follow the commander-in-chief's directives, whether you like them or not, whether you agree with them or not, as long as they're not unconstitutional. And that's a bit of a stretch too. If you're if you're a scrub and he's the commander-in-chief, that could get into a little bit of a sticky area. So there's no more up until Trump. There's no more I don't need to know, because openly gay, homosexual, lesbians, whatever the crap, can join the military and they can happily be openly gay. Well, great. No one wants that. I'm sorry. Okay? That affects the cohesiveness of the team. And that, believe you me, it does, and it has, and it will. Okay? The biggest problem with things like that, and I keep saying cohesiveness of the team and cohesiveness of the unit, because it's so vitally important for everybody on the same page to be without distraction. All right? Before going down range, going in country, however way you want to describe it, whatever your era is, you have to wipe all the slate clean, and everybody's got to be on the same page. Everybody's got to be of right mind, and there can't be any distractions. That's what I mean by cohesiveness of the unit or the team. Okay? Nothing else matters but that. And so with these types of things where you've got openly gay members, or, it's the same thing with women in combat. There shouldn't be any women in combat. The reason is that men are wired from birth. I hate to say it, all you more progressive people than me, I'm a Neanderthal, sorry, but men are wired to protect women from birth. That's just the way we are, sorry. And I'm one of the, I'm one of the worst offenders of that. I am a sheepdog as far as that's concerned. Look it up if you don't know what that is. At any rate, that's why you can't have women in combat, because there is a balance of all team members being equal. And then when you throw a woman in there, it throws off the equality of the balance. It no longer is equal, because you're going to protect that woman before you protect everyone else, because you're wired that way. Sorry, just the way it is. So we'll take a real quick break. Be right back to wrap this up.
You're watching the Common Constitutionalist video podcast.
Okay, welcome back again. Thank you for viewing. Thank you for watching. My name is Brent Smith, and I'm the Common Constitutionalist, and this is the Common Constitutionalist Weekend Video Podcast. And today I'm talking about transgenders in the military. Not a good thing, folks. Sorry. So anyway, I was talking about homosexuals being in the military, women being in combat situations. None of these things are any good. But the don't ask, don't tell. If homosexuals were going to be in the military per, rules from Congress or the commander-in-chief or what, the commander-in-chief, the president, there's nothing that I'm not anymore, but we in the military can do about that. We just have to grin and bear it. That's the way. No matter how you feel about it, that's what you got to do. But now, openly transgender people are in the military. Well, sorry, man, you just crossed a freaking line on that one. And it's gotten so much worse since, when Obama was president. And then thankfully Trump came in and is starting to change things and is trying to put a halt to this stuff. So prior to Trump, the newest protected class, the transgenders, were allowed to join the military. And like I said before, it is the world's dumbest idea ever. Sorry, but it's the dumbest freaking idea ever. So the Daily Caller, I think just a few days ago, maybe it was just, 2 days ago, reported that, quote, persons diagnosed with gender dysphoria, who have undergone hormone therapy or gender reassignment surgery cannot enlist in the military under the ban. That's the new Trump ban, CBS News reported. They went on, quote, those who have been diagnosed but have not gone through treatments are still eligible, and transgender personnel currently serving will not be barred from continuing to serve, unquote. So, the first thing that came to my mind when I read that was, who the crap diagnoses these people? Okay, so you go see some specialist, whatever the specialist is, psychiatrist, psychology, I don't know what it is, and they say, yep, you're a dude who should be a chick, so there you go, and signs the paper. And then on the say-so of the experts, you turn your life completely upside down. Great, okay? And I'm just going to say, once you lose it, you can't get it back, bro. Okay? So think about that long and hard. There you go. Anyway. And dysphoria, really? Dysphoria is defined as, quote, a state of unease or generalized dissatisfaction with life, unquote. Well, frankly, think about it. Who in the hell hasn't gone through that kind of thing at some time in your life? Think back. Your childhood, your teenage years, your 20s or 30s or whatever it happened to be. Somewhere along the line, you look up and say, man, I am really dissatisfied, I'm pissed off at life, and this is not what I want to be doing, or whatever it is. This is not how I pictured my life to be. Okay, so are you dysphoric because of that? No. That's a normal human behavior. You get over it, you suck it up, and you get on with your life. You don't turn yourself into a woman over it. Give me a frickin' break. I'm sorry. That's just how I feel, and it's last I checked, this was America, and I'm welcome to my own opinion. You don't have to agree with it, but by God, I'm welcome to it. And but I also go back to Jefferson's creed. If it doesn't break my leg or pick my pocket, what difference is it to me? It isn't. It doesn't make any difference to me. If you want to change yourself into a woman or a Buick or a toaster oven, I couldn't care less. Whoop-de-doo, it doesn't affect me. But if you are in the military and you decide to have gender reassignment surgery while you're in the military, my tax dollars are going to be paying for that. And then it's picking my pocket, and then I've got a problem with it. If you want to go out on your own dime and do that, knock yourself out, add whatever you want, take off whatever you want, couldn't care less. But the minute it picks my pocket, then I got a problem with it, okay? Or negatively affects my life in any way, then I have a problem with it. So the bottom line is that there are just some things that don't fit. One of these things is not like the other. Transgenders in the military don't fit. They simply don't. They shouldn't be allowed to join the military, just like women shouldn't be allowed in combat. Sorry to all you tough-minded women that some of you definitely deserve to be in combat, but I'm sorry, it's just the way us guys are wired. And you're never going to be able to legislate that out of existence. No more than transgender should be in the military. You can call me whatever the crap you want to call me, whatever bigoted, transphobic, I don't care what you call me, but it's a fact. If you've never been in the military, you have no idea what you're talking about. And if you have, you know exactly what I'm talking about. Even if you're a liberal in the military, you have to agree that the cohesiveness of particularly a combat unit is absolutely the most vital thing going in. And if you don't have that cohesiveness without distraction, particularly in the special forces, then you are in trouble going in. And that's about all I got to say. And other than, like I said, you can't legislate human nature. It's gonna prevail. No matter what you do, human nature will prevail. So that's it. My name is Brent Smith. I'm the Common Constitutionalist. Thank you for watching today. Sorry I went on a bit of a tirade there, but I get passionate about this kind of stuff because it's really important. It's important to me, it's important to my family, and it's important to the United States of America, folks. That's all I got. God bless. See ya.